Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation on the topic of jury selection. My name is Florina Altschiller and I'm an attorney with the law firm of Russo and Gould, a insurance defense litigation firm based out of New York City. So jury selection, what is it? Are we really selecting a jury or are we engaging in the practice of juror rejection? Well, jury selection is more like juror rejection than jury selection. This is your only chance to speak to the jurors. Instead of just talking at them, you have the opportunity to speak with them. This is your opportunity to ask them questions and figure out whether they're suitable for the type of case that you're about to try. So, are they able to be fair and impartial, or do they have any preconceived biases that would likely make them a rejection candidate? So, jury selection is your first and best opportunity to also introduce yourself and introduce your case to the potential jury pool. While you're picking your jurors, the jurors are also beginning to form opinions about the attorneys, including you, and about the case. Before jurors can be selected or rejected, there's a juror qualification survey that they submit. In order to qualify for jury service, there are several questions that jurors need to answer affirmatively. For example, a person must be a U.S. citizen to serve on a jury. If they're not, they're going to be automatically disqualified. Their name and address must be correct. The purpose of that is they must be a citizen of the jurisdiction in which they are appearing as a juror. So if they don't live in the county or the district, then they would be automatically disqualified. They need to be able to read, write, speak, and understand English. They don't need to be able to understand it really well. They just need to be able to understand it. So if it's somebody's non-native language, that does not result in an automatic disqualification. Of course, if someone communicates to you that they're not able to understand what you're saying, certainly that could result in a disqualification. If someone has a disability that may require an accommodation to serve as a juror, that's not going to disqualify them, but it will depend on what that accommodation is and whether or not the accommodation is one that may reasonably be made. So some examples, jurors who are nursing mothers may need an accommodation for breaks, and those breaks are routinely provided. A juror, however, who is unable to hear and does not have hearing aids, and there is no accommodation to allow the person to be able to hear sound, is probably not going to be a suitable juror. Of course, if the accommodation is available and able to be made, then it's no longer a problem. There's a question about whether or not the person has a physical or mental disability that would impair their capacity to serve as a juror. If yes, they would need to provide proof of that impairment, and they may be disqualified from service, provided that they have proof. Another question that's asked is whether or not they've been convicted of a crime for which they've been sentenced to imprisonment for more than 6 months and have not been pardoned. Anyone who's been convicted of a crime with a sentence of 6 months or more may also be disqualified from jury service. Within the past 3 years, if they've already served on a jury, they may also be disqualified. And if someone's an active member of the military, they may get excused. Other than those specific examples, there is no automatic disqualification. Now, people always say, well, no one wants a lawyer on a jury. Can a lawyer serve on a jury? They absolutely can, and being an attorney is not an automatic disqualification. However, many attorneys don't want other attorneys on their juries, mostly because they feel like they're going to be judged too harshly or not judged impartially, as should be the case. The reality is, those people who can't talk their way out of jury selection are the jurors that remain.